What's going on? I found an interesting film on Shudder. Thank God. This one's called Sun. It's a Shudder original, released March 18th, 2021. Uh, yeah, it's produced by Renee Baston, Laurenal, and Anne Marie Naughton, and Louis uh, Fishier. Anyways, probably butchered half those names. It was directed by Ivan Kavanagh, who's done other films like Never Grow Old, The Canal. That's an interesting horror film if you haven't seen that. Tin Can Man, and The Fading Light, to name a few. Sun is an interesting concept for a film. There's this young mother who basically gets pregnant by a satanic cult when she's a young teen, and they basically show you that in the beginning. And she raises it as her own child, and basically he becomes ill with some mysterious illness, and she's trying to get the help for him, but no one knows what's going on. And then the cult members start showing up and trying to get the kid as he's sick, and she tries to protect, so she has to protect her son from the cult members and try to keep him healthy and try to see what the sickness is and trying to help him get better while this cult's trying to hunt them down and stuff. And there's a whole lot more to it, but boy, is this film a really interesting roller coaster ride. It starts off as a decent cult horror film, like with like satanic imagery and everything like that. Definitely when the cult members show up and stuff, it's very dark, creepy, and eerie. And there's some spooky aspects when the kid's starting to show signs of sickness. It definitely has it feels almost like the beginning half, like a more darker version of Eli, which is a Netflix horror film, and sort of has a creepy feeling like that one, but more dark and sinister. And then it goes more into a mystery thriller feel halfway through the movie, because it's more her trying to figure out why he might be sick and what could have caused it, and yeah, and what's actually going on. And then they go back to more disturbing horror elements near the end, where it goes from just him being sick to really weird, dark, disturbing actions, and that this kid takes well as the illness is taking a hold. And the climax scene, boy, was it interesting. It's almost like more art housey, but overall, it's an interesting film. It is kind of typical, though, of these films these days to do that, though. So it kind of falls in the generic realm of film. But overall, this, I thought, is pretty well conceived concept wise. The story had some plot holes and some weird things that probably didn't really need to be part of it. But but the acting is pretty good. The cinematography is good. I love the atmosphere in it. And the big problem is the story wasn't super consistent. It didn't know where to go at certain points, and you don't have like a general feeling for it. So it's kind of hard once you're sort of like phasing in and out of certain parts to keep a grasp on it. And the ending, it would have been better if they did it a little differently, but they definitely kept the more mystique of what's happening. I'm going to try not to spoil it, so I got to be careful what I say, or if I'm going to talk closer to the ending. So, yeah, they keep it more hidden and stuff, more to your imagination, which is something I actually do like in films when they do that. They don't over exaggerate on stuff and feed it to you. This one actually lets you fill in the blanks with your mind a bit, and it's definitely more, involves a little more thinking than I think most people expected. So yeah, overall, it's definitely way better than The Reckoning that was released on Shudder, but it's still a pretty good movie. It's definitely not the greatest movie out there, but it is a tad bit better than majority of them that are coming out. So I was pretty impressed for the most part with it. I always like creepy kid movies with and putting them with an illness and then it leads to something even darker and weirder was actually a pretty good move. This is basically, if you take the movie Eli, which is the kid who's sick and seeing ghosts and stuff, and then you take The Omen and put it together, you have something like this, which is definitely something that hasn't really been seen in a while, and it was definitely an interesting watch. There is certain parts that weren't for me, but overall, I thought it was still a pretty decent film. So that I'm gonna give Sun 4 out of 5. That, especially if you check this one out, if you like dark, creepy atmosphere or even cult movies and stuff like that, cult and witchcraft type deals, you'll definitely find this one more interesting and amusing. And the dark atmosphere and tone in this film is pretty well done as well. So, yeah, Sun on Shudder, check it out. There's a trailer link down below if you want to see what I'm talking about. It's linked down there. Also, make sure you check out my Instagram, which I always post clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my story. I usually add the film title and the subgenre film and the hashtags in the film clip, so make sure you follow me there to stay in the loop. Comment your opinions of this film down below if you've seen it. Let me know what you thought. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it? I'd love to hear what you thought of it. Comment down below if you have any films that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, whether on Shudder or whatever, any films at all. I'll review anything, so comment those down below. I'll try my best to get to them in as soon as possible and if I can find them. So yeah, and yeah, make sure you like this video, share it so more people are aware of it and can check out the film, and also make sure you subscribe, so hopefully I can find some more cool films that are out there that we probably never expected to check out, which is the whole goal of this channel. So definitely subscribe, and I guess I'll see you on the next one, which I have no idea what the hell I'm going to do. So yeah, that was good. 3 good horror films in a row. That's pretty good and pretty impressive. So if you haven't checked out the previous 2 videos, definitely check those ones out. They're all good and definitely all worth seeing. Hopefully the next film I check out is a good one as well. So let's keep up these good vibes, and I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So cheers.